Welcome back, my fellow Cobras, to my retro review of The Man with Two Brains, a 1983 American sci-fi black comedy written by Carl Reiner and Steve Martin. And it was directed by Carl Reiner and stars Steve Martin and Kathleen Turner. The Man with Two Brains has to be up there with the funniest films that I have ever seen. And this is definitely one of those comedy films you will either love or hate. And I absolutely love this film. I first watched it in the late 80s and it has stuck with me till today, and I strongly believe that it is as funny today as it was all those years ago. This was one of 4 films Carl Reiner and Steve Martin worked on together, including Steve Martin's main film debut, The Jerk, another hilarious film that I highly recommend you guys give a watch. But I think that The Man with Two Brains is easily the best of the lot. Steve Martin plays the ludicrously named Dr. Michael Haffer.
Dr. Furrier, it's Haffer. I'm sorry.
That's all right. A lot of people mispronounce it, but it sounds just the way it's spelled. H-F-U-H-R-U-H-U-R-R. Haffer. Haffer. That's good. You just went a little past it there. Just put the brakes on. We'll see.
Haffer is a successful brain surgeon and creator of the revolutionary cranial screw-top technique, who saves the life of the gold-digging Dolores Benedict, played by the beautiful and sexy Kathleen Turner, after he runs her over in his car.
I want you to do something very important, all right?
Okay.
I want you to run home, and I want you to call the ER of North Bank General Hospital, 932-1000. Tell them to set up OR6 immediately and contact anesthesiologist Isadora Turek, 472-2112, beep 12. Have them send an ambulance with a paramedic crew, light IV, D5 and W, KVO. You got it?
ER North Bank General Hospital, 932-1000, set OR6 contact anesthesiologist Isadora Turek, 472-2112, beep 12. Ambulance with paramedics and light IV, D5 and WKVO.
That's good.
Haffer falls in love with Dolores, unaware that her manipulative, evil scheming has already killed her fragile previous husbands. The two are then soon married after Dolores learns that Haffer is to inherit a fortune. Pretending then to be too ill to consummate their marriage, Dolores keeps Haffer on a tight leash until he breaks and decides to fly her to Austria on a combined honeymoon/business trip to help spice up their marriage.
I never in my wildest imagination ever thought it could be like that. That was the most exciting sexual encounter without actually having it that I ever almost had.
It is in Austria where he meets fellow scientist Dr. Alfred Necessiter, played by David Warner, who has also developed his own technique for transferring human brains from one body to another, although he hasn't had much success with his experiments. And it's here where he meets the disembodied brain of Anne Omelmahay, softly voiced by Sissy Spacek, and the only person able to pronounce his ridiculous surname correctly.
Who are you?
Dr. Michael Haffer.
Dr. Haffer?
Michael.
What?
You're the first object that ever pronounced it right.
How else could you pronounce it? It's H-F-U-H-R-U-H-U-R-R, isn't it?
Yes. Who are you?
Anne Omelmahay?
U-U-M-E-L-L-M-A-H-A-Y-E. Omelmahay?
Yes.
Haffer falls in love with Anne and determines to find her a body so that they can be together. At the same time, Austria is being stalked by a mysterious elevator killer, and Haffer suddenly realizes that this killer could actually benefit him in bringing Anne to life. Steve Martin, who could do no wrong in the early part of his film career, is simply hilarious as the surgeon who falls in love with a disembodied brain, and he keeps the gags and slapstick comedy coming at full speed. If you like films like The Brilliant Aeroplane or the Naked Gun films, then you are in for a real treat here. Steve Martin was always a very gifted comedian, and this movie was perfect for his talents. His comedic timing and delivery are just perfect. And although his character can come across as selfish and somewhat evil, you still find yourself rooting for him to find true love, even though it's with a brain in a jar.
Michael, I wish I could kiss you.
I've been thinking about that.
Really?
Yes, really. I bought you a pair of wax lips. I was gonna stick them on your jar. Is that crazy?
Oh no, please. How do I look?
But when it comes to evil, enter Kathleen Turner, who had just starred in The Brilliant Body Heat and almost steals the show from Martin. She puts in a fantastic and very sexy performance as the deadly Black Widow Dolores Benedict, a woman who mainly marries older men for money and mentally tortures her husbands to the point of heart failure or suicide, and then quickly cashes in on their fortunes. I still can't get over how smoking hot Turner was in this movie, and I had a big crush on her, and I totally get the pain Dr. Khafur suffered throughout the film in trying to consummate their marriage.
I want our first night together to be exciting.
I do too.
I hope the waiting hasn't been too hard on you. There's something I have to tell you. This fits very snug, and you may have some trouble getting it off me. You may have to tear it off my body.
I can tear. I like tearing.
David Warner was great too as the mad scientist Dr. Alfred Necessiter, and some of you might know him from this scene. He too has a couple of great scenes with Martin, and I just don't know how any of them kept a straight face throughout this film, and I'm guessing there were a lot of takes.
As you know, my research has advanced to a point where I can put her mind into the body of a gorilla.
I couldn't fuck a gorilla.
As I know. But there is one other alternative. A human subject.
Are you saying you can place her thoughts in another woman's body?
In the past week, I've had 2 near successes.
What do you mean near successes?
In my recovery room are 2 subjects who do nothing but this. But I think I've solved the problem.
What kind of life would that be? This is my wife? Oh.
And finally, Sissy Spacek lends fine vocal support and somehow, don't ask me why, fits the voice of a brain in a jar perfectly. There are just so many great comedy moments and one-liners in this film, and it also has a really funny electric funk soundtrack that fits the film like a glove. Its style of comedy is not going to be to everyone's taste, and some people really do hate this movie, and it just about made 10 million at the box office. But this is definitely a very underrated comedy, and over the years it has gone on to become a cult comedy classic, and any fans of Steve Martin's style of zany comedy are going to have plenty to laugh at here. So guys, have you seen The Man with Two Brains? If not, has this review made you want to see it? Please let me know down in the comment section below, and as always, don't forget to support my channel by subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up, and hitting the bell button so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care out there, and I will see you all on the next Joe Cobra video. Peace.